to HSK Week 3. Today we're going to look at two words in Chinese that both mean or in English. Now, for English speakers, you've probably never thought about the fact that there might be more than one way. There might be, or might have more than one meaning. We just know it means or, gives you a choice, this or that. But in Chinese, there are actually two different words used to say the English word or. And it takes some explaining to understand the difference. Basically, the one is háishi and the other one is huòzhě. They both start with H. That's exciting. Anyway, so háishi is normally used in questions to like force someone to make a choice. Do you want this or do you want that? There's these different options and you need to make a choice. And you expect the person to choose one of them. Of course, a person can answer the question, I want neither or I want both. But essentially, the question is, there are some different options. Please choose one. Which one do you want? And then the other one, huòzhě, is used in statements saying that there are multiple options. There's this option, there's that option, and there's that option. There's this or that or that. And so it's generally used in statements to present options as opposed to forcing someone to make a choice. I might go to bed at 9 o'clock, or I might go to bed at 10 o'clock. I'm not sure yet. Both will work. As opposed to, do you want to go to bed at 9 or do you want to go to bed at 10? Make a choice. So let's jump into háishi in this segment, and then with a little bit more explanation. This háishi is made up of two words you already know. Hai usually means still or yet. Shi means is, but put together, háishi, means or. Now, of course, this can mean, just to point out, it can mean in some sentences still is. So the word háishi certainly can mean that. But when it's its own little word, functioning as its own word, it means or. And I said it's usually used in questions. It's used in questions or in sentences that act like questions. And I'll explain what I mean. For example, I want to know whether John likes blue or red. So I want to know whether John likes blue or red. It's a statement because it's saying I want to know, but it's sort of got this like question function of, does John like blue or red? I want to know, does John like blue or red? And so even though the whole statement is a statement, the whole sentence is a statement. It kind of functions like a question, and it's still háishi in that case. Okay, let's look at some examples here. We've got 你想吃肉还是蔬菜? The vocab here is 肉 is meat, 蔬菜 is vegetables. 你想吃, you should probably know that. That means you want to eat. You want to eat meat or vegetables. So do you want to eat meat or vegetables? So this is a single subject sentence because it's just 你. So you want to eat meat or you want to eat vegetables. And grammar-wise, in terms of where háishi is put in the sentence, it's pretty similar to English. The one difference is we can't use háishi to start a sentence. Like, I guess we could. That's not entirely true, but it's not as much as English. 你来我家还是我去你家? You come my house. You come to my house. 你来我家还是? Or 我去你家. So these are two different options. You come to my house or I go to your house? ? So are you going to come to my house or am I going to go to your house? So háishi here is in the middle of two full statements. It's multiple subjects. 你来我家还是我去你家? And then and here is an example of háishi being in a sentence that is actually a statement, but it has that function of a question. 我不知道, I do not know. 我不知道. 明天去, go tomorrow, 还是后天去, or the day after tomorrow. 我不知道明天去还是后天去. And so here, I hope that makes sense. And when I go into huòzhě in the next clip, I hope you can see the difference. But if you need the most basic way, like kind of like formulaic way to remember it, háishi goes in questions, huòzhě goes in statements, unless the statement has like it's like there's a question, but it has something like I know, or I want to know, or I'm thinking about. Then these two different options that one of them has to be chosen. So 我不知道明天去还是后天去. That and conceptually, the difference between háishi and huòzhě is that háishi forces one to make a choice, and huòzhě presents options. That's the most broad conceptual. That's the most broad concept, where háishi is like this or that, make a choice. Huòzhě is like this or that are both good. It's a statement about options as opposed to a demand. Demand is a strong word, but a demand to make a choice. Hey, so now we're going to talk about huòzhě to present options. huòzhě. Also want to make a quick point. I was in the middle here. I was thinking about the statement I just made about or the háishi not starting sentences as much in Chinese. I think I was off on that. They're fairly similar. When háishi and huòzhě both have some separate meanings from or. We won't go into those now. We'll do that later in HSK 3. But I think the distinction I was trying to make there just isn't it probably isn't right. So you can scratch that. So on to huòzhě. So huòzhě is used in statements to present options, and I'll give you a couple examples and hopefully become more clear. 我想吃牛肉面或者羊肉面. So I want to eat 牛肉面, beef noodles, 或者 or 羊肉面, lamb noodles, mutton. I guess that would be mutton noodles. 我想吃牛肉面或者羊肉面. So I'm saying, someone asked me, what do you want to eat? And I say, I want to eat beef noodles or lamb noodles. Both of them are fine, but those are the two things that I would want to eat. I want to point out here that this sentence could have háishi in it. It would be then a question, and it would be like asking somebody, do I want to eat beef noodles or do I want to eat lamb noodles? And of course they respond, how on earth would I know, right? So the háishi could be put here, but it would change it from a statement to a question, and it would, so that, there you have it. 看电影, watch a movie, 或者 or 打篮球, play basketball, 都行 are both good, are both fine. So watching a movie or playing basketball would both be fine. Does that make sense? This or that are both good. It's not asking, do I want to do this or do we want to do this or do we want to do that? It's saying both of them are both fine. And then 我要蓝的或者红的. 我要 I want 蓝的 the blue one 或者红的 or the red one. I want the blue one or the red one. To which Morpheus would respond, it doesn't work that way. It's the blue one, háishi, the red one. Do you understand what I'm saying there? So 我要蓝的或者红的. I also just want to quickly point out, this has nothing to do with grammar, but 篮球 basketball, 蓝 blue, 蓝 same pronunciation, and the characters are almost the same except for the top. The basket has a little bamboo radical at the top, and blue has a little grass radical at the top. But otherwise, those two words which are pronounced the same, those two characters actually look very similar. So there you have háishi. And I want to give you a little quiz. Another thing I wanted to point out, that huòzhě can be used in two phrases that are right next to each other to mean either or. So in English, we'd say, you either need to choose the blue one or you need to choose the red one. That phrase, it's either this or it's that, uses two huòzhěs. 或者 it's this, 或者 it's that. And so that's another use of 或者 that's slightly different from the presenting options. It is still presenting options. It's just saying, it's just limiting you to only those possible options. It's either this or it's that. And then you could follow with a háishi question. Do you want this or do you want that? Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to give you a little English quiz to see if this were a Chinese sentence, would you say háishi or would you say 或者? And then you can tell me. All right, do you want the blue pill or the red pill? Is that a háishi or a 或者 sentence? Do you want the blue pill or the red pill? It is háishi. Great. I'll take the blue pill or the red pill. 或者, you got it. All right, so another example. You could have steak, fish, pasta, or pizza. You could have steak, fish, pasta, or pizza. Is that háishi or 或者? 或者. Do you want steak, fish, pasta, or pizza? Do you want steak, fish, pasta, or pizza? háishi. You got it, man. Keep up the good work. Yeah, hoo!